Jen, why can't I focus? Why can't I find my keys? I'm worried about where this is all going. Like, seriously, I'm forgetting and losing stuff now. What's going to happen in the future? I'd love $1 for every time people say that to me. It's amazing. And it's interesting that research shows nearly 50% of people have regular problems focusing and concentrating. They do. And interesting, in the under 35s, they're twice as likely to be affected by poor focus and that concentration versus us oldies. Go the oldies. Anyway, really interesting. You know, the whole, oh, I've lost my keys, or I've lost my phone, I've lost my wallet. 33% of people keep losing their phones, 28% keep losing their car keys, and 20% keep losing their wallets or purses, like crazy. Really interesting is that by the time that we notice we're losing things, we're way down the line. So I want to talk today about short-term focus and long-term strategies to look after your brain. That's what I want to talk about, because it's something I have for decades really thought about, and even things like the amount of water I drink. I know that the first place we dehydrate is our brain. I want my brain to fire properly all the time. So it's been a big mindful one for me for a long time. So I'm going to talk about the 6 main things that I do. Well, it's really 7 that I mainly do consistently to look after my brain. Okay, so let's go. And I'm talking about short-term focus and long-term brain health. I'm about to turn 62. I want to be remembering that I'm surfing when I'm 96. So I do things now to really make sure that's going to be in check. So let's go. The first one is to train your brain. We've got to keep using our brain. And it's not about just work stuff all the time. It needs to play. It needs to still learn and do stuff. How long since you've got out there and given yourself something new to learn? For me, I started learning to surf 6-7 years ago. That is the biggest brain strain I've ever had, but I love it. I have to be so present. I have to fire off everything. It's great. This year, I've committed to learn Spanish. I walked the Camino across Spain in 2014, was for a month, just walked literally over 800 Ks across Spain. And I never took the time to learn Spanish. Silly. Anyway, I am absolutely daily committed and I'm doing it, and I'm actually enjoying it, really learning Spanish. And one of the reasons is I'm doing it to keep my brain sharp. I'm letting my brain work, but not in work stuff, if that makes sense. I also decided about 3 years ago to learn ukulele. And it's something, again, that I do. I'm doing things constantly to keep my brain alive and well. So let's keep going. So that's important. Sleep is vital to a healthy brain. It really is. I'm not going to go all into sleep in this episode, because if you go back to episode one on my podcast, Healthy Life Hacks podcast, everything for sleep is in there. Okay, so go and check that out. Number 3 is we need to move our body every day. And I am married to the Zen stillness ninja, Dr. Alice McKinnon, and she has a great website. I'm going to put the link in the show notes, because she has got so many cool yoga, qigong, all those kind of things, classes for free that you can just do on her website. So go to the show notes. We need to move our body in some way every day. No, you don't have to flog yourself doing marathons, but we need to move our body. Meditation is also really important. I am a person who does moving meditations, have for more than 3 decades, and I love it. Moving meditation is down that Buddhist Hindu kind of thinking, and I chant and I do things to keep my mind relaxed, however, also focused. My wife Alice, she's an amazing meditator, and she has done a very simple little video. If you've never meditated before, check it out, to teach you the basics. It's free. It's on her website. Go and check it out. If you are into visualizations and meditating, she has some excellent guided visualizations and meditations on her website. So whether you're a beginner or not, go to the show notes, check out the link to her website. It's all there. Number 5 is have brain farts. What's a brain fart? I work from home when I'm not traveling around the world speaking at conferences, and about every hour and a half, I have a brain fart. A brain fart is where I get out of my office. It might only be 5 minutes some days if I'm under the pump, but I'm out. Generally for me, I go to my garden. That's my go-to. It is the best place for me just to be able to just relax not just my brain, but all of my being. I'll go out, just have a chat to the plants, touch a couple of plants, maybe water something, just have a brain fart. Do what works for you. But for me, I get out into my garden. It is essential to my mental health, okay, and physical brain health. Now, number 6 is actually about nutrition. So I want to dive into this a bit because people say to me all the time, Jen, that's great. So just tell me what I need to eat. So I thought I'll share with you the foods that I focus on that help me to focus better. The first one is water. Water. I go on about it, but it's real. 33 mils per kilo per day, finished, done, subject closed, don't whinge, water counts as water. I'm serious. The first place we dehydrate is our brain. Water has to be your number one thing. If you're getting brain foggy and tired, it's just like, drink the water, okay? It's important. And most people need about a glass an hour. If you're not used to doing it, set an alarm on your phone. A glass an hour is vital. That's the first place to start. The next one are foods like tomatoes. Tomatoes are really rich in the antioxidant lycopene, which helps to prevent that free radical damage. So our brain literally getting old, like all of our body systems, the thing that taxes our body the most is free radicals. So tomatoes are great for the lycopene, but also they're really rich in vitamin A and vitamin C. Such good antioxidants. The thing is, you've got to remember to leave the skin on, because so many of the nutrients with most fruit and vegetables live right below the skin line. So stop peeling stuff and eat it all. Cool? Okay, the next one is dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is a good source of natural caffeine. A square, not a block, a square daily of 80% kind of dark chocolate has been seen to be beneficial. Dark green leafy vegetables, I bang on about them all the time. The darker, the better. Instead of eating pale iceberg lettuce, eat the rich dark kales and the spinaches and things like that, and the chard. They're way better and more loaded with those antioxidants. Green tea is amazing. I love green tea. Brewed for less than a minute. If you have not watched my podcast yet on all about teas, check it out, because tea is great. If it's brewed for less than a minute, it counts as water. Longer than that, it actually becomes dehydrating on the body. So green tea brewed for less than a minute, it's a natural source of both polyphenols and caffeine. So good natural caffeine, cool. So it's helping to support that short-term mental focus, concentration, good decision-making and all those things, but also our working memory. Let's talk berries. It's like blueberries and blackberries. The rich, dark-colored fruits are just loaded in antioxidants. And studies have shown with blueberries that they can slow the rate of cognitive decline and fight Alzheimer's. I am all for that. Like my wife and I, we have blueberries most days. And when blackberries are in season, we load up on them as well. The next one is omega-3 essential fatty acids. So omega-3s come from cold water fish and they come from flaxseed oil. Okay, so if you're going to get it from a fish source, please find wild fish, wild krill or something like that, not these farm salmon. The same as our body chemistry changes when we're under stress, and a bloody fish put in a fish farm that's just way too crowded is not a healthy fish. Important. I'm a big fan of flaxseed oil. Alice and I, my wife, we have it most days. So flaxseed oil and cold water fish contain omega-3 essential fatty acids and DHA, and they're great for improving memory and concentration. Really interesting. A great visual is kind of your brain is almost like a giant lump of good fats. So we want to keep the good fats up in our diet to be able to help everything function properly. Being plant-based, I'm a bigger fan of flaxseed oil, and it still contains the essential fatty acid ALA, which is alpha-linoleic acid, which converts to EPA and DHA, which is the good part that we want that's found in fatty fish. Cool. So if you are a plant-based eater, flaxseed oils a go. Eggs are great. Eggs contain choline, which is a nutrient that reduces inflammation and cognitive decline. Okay, we want to keep everything on the up, not the down. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds have got high levels of omega-3s as well. The thing is, omega-3s are destroyed with heat. Really important. Okay, so if you're going to have nuts and seeds, they've got to be raw, preferably have been stored in the fridge, because heat and light destroys omega-3s. Now, if you're going to go and roast and salt and do all those kind of things to your nuts and seeds, you're going to kill the part that you're after, okay? So omega-3s, like I said, are really vital for the brain's cognitive functions. They also contain nutrients like copper, manganese, zinc, selenium, which are really essential for healthy neurological function. Pumpkin seeds are a favorite of ours. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc as well. They're a really good, again, not roasted, not salted, just raw pumpkin seeds, pepitas. They're excellent for helping because they're rich in zinc. They're excellent for helping your memory and thinking skills. So if you're getting that afternoon lag, maybe bring some pumpkin seeds in as a snack. I've actually seen out there in the marketplace dark chocolate covered pumpkin seeds. Oh my gosh, maybe worth a look. Now, we also need clean protein from an unstressed animal with all the right amino acids in them is so important. Why do we need clean protein in our diet? So the bottom line is, as we age, we naturally decrease the amount of lean muscle we make. We do. We lose, or we stop making as much human growth hormone, which means it's just harder for us to actually grow lean muscle. But as we age, really particularly, and both Alice and I, we're so focused on it, you want to keep your lean muscle percentage up, literally to squeeze all that circulatory system and keep the blood pumping up through to your brains. So we need to do weight-bearing exercise, yes, and we need to have a clean protein source to be able to do it. So I am going to hook in, I am putting it in the show notes anyway, but if you check out Dr. Alice's, she's got yoga, qigong, which are great weight-bearing exercises that aren't going to tax your brain at the same time and actually replenish adrenal glands and hormones and all those kind of things. So they're really good exercises. She's got a ton of them free. You might want to check them out. So go to the show notes and check them out. Now, there's something coming up that's what's been around for a couple of years, but it's not really well known yet. And that's a class of nutrients called nootropics. And nootropics are about having a sharper mental edge. Now, they're all about short-term focus and long-term brain health. Over the next few years, you're going to see lots more about these, lots more products come to market. It's a growing area of, nutrition and supplements. And so I wanted to talk about it because I take a nootropic every single day. So what are they? Nootropics, the word comes from nous, which means mind, comes from the Greek word nous, okay? And then tropic comes from the trope, which is also Greek, and it means turning, so mind turning. So these are a class of kind of herbs and nutrients that are used extensively in the non-Western world for helping in everything from being a youthful ager or a super ager, but also just all over brain health. So I want to break them down. The first one's green tea. I've already gone on about it. Green tea helps with that temporary kind of promotion of alertness, wakefulness, and it enhances our cognitive performance. Green tea brewed for less than a minute a day is awesome. Counts as water as well. The next one is amla, and I've been working with clients in Asia with amla for years. Amla is Indian gooseberry, and it's traditionally used in all the Ayurvedic and Eastern philosophies for more than 5,000 years for its benefits in vitality and cognitive health. They get it. We're slow to catch up sometimes. The next one's got a big fancy name. The fancy name is phosphatidylserine. And you're going, Jen, what? Well, it's an essential component that's found in healthy nerve cell membranes. And it's all about insulating that myelin sheath. That's a protective sheath that surrounds our nerves and helps them transmit signals easy and quickly. So phosphatidylserine helps to promote that electrical signal between all your nerve cells. You want your brain to fire properly. It's been studied in older people and it's been shown to absolutely improve their memory and cognitive capacity. But also it's shown that it supports brain function just to promote that short-term focus, concentration, and stress resilience. Phosphatidylserine, you will see that starting to come into view a lot more over the coming years. Another one is purslane. I grow portulaca. It's a portulaca. I grow it in my garden. It's native to India and Persia, and purslane, it's consumed globally. Like, it's a food, but it's a food that's really rich in phytonutrients and other components that support brain health. So what are nootropics? They're basically nutrition for focus, really short term, on demand when you want it, but at the same time provide long-term support for your brain health. I am all about protecting my brain. So short-term focus, long-term brain health. the healthy life hacks for this episode are just think short-term and long-term. I don't care what age you are. Don't wait to go and have memory issues down the track. Thinking, no, I'm good at the moment. I can find my car keys. It's all good. It's all good. I promise it's worth looking after your mind now. The nutrition, the supplements, some of those, go and learn something. Use your brain, but in fun stuff. They're all strategies that I absolutely use myself. They're part of my regular lifestyle to keep my brain being able to focus when I want, and absolutely looking to have really good quality brain health down the track. So think prevention. Think prevention with these strategies. Like I said, it's an everyday lifestyle kind of thing to implement, and your brain really depends on it. So head over to the show notes, healthylifehacks.com.au. I'll drop a link into the nootropic elixir I use. I'll drop a link into the adaptogens and focus kind of shots that I use that contain green tea and herbs. And I'll also drop in a link to Dr. Alice's, her website, which has got all of her free classes for everything from meditation, for fitness. It's all there. Check it out.